Morning, this is Jim Whitehead of All Power Group and Phoenix Animal. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Christian the Lion. Christian the Lion is a famous lion who became widely known for his remarkable bond with two men and his incredible journey from captivity to the wild. You know, I have a lot of favorite animals, but I do like looking at lions. You know, I guess maybe we all want to be a lion, right? Anyway, okay. Christian was born in 1969. That's the year I graduated from high school. I'm not sure if there's a connection there. He was born in, as I said, 1969 in captivity at the Ilfracombe Zoo in Devon, England. Later, he was purchased that same year. He was bought by John Rendall and Anthony Ace Bourke, two Australians living in London, from Harrods department store, which then had a pet shop. Okay, do you think they're gonna put Christian in the cage in the pet shop? I hope not. Anyway, okay. Rendall and Bourke adopted Christian and housed him in the basement of the furniture store where they worked, known as the Sophisticat. Wow. They took great care of him. Well, that's good. I felt a little uncomfortable that, him in the basement. No one wants to live in the basement. Even when you're a kid, you don't want to live in the basement. So anyway, they would walk him in a local churchyard and even taking him on trips in their car. Christian became well-known sight in the King's Road area of London. As Christian grew larger, and lions have a tendency to grow pretty large, it became clear that London was no longer suitable for him. His size and needs made it difficult to keep him in the city. Yeah, I guess right. Okay, so they moved to Africa. And I'm sure he said, hey, I'm finally home. They introduced George Anderson. Rendall and Bourke decided to relocate Christian to Africa. They were introduced again to George, a conservationist known for his work with lions in Kenya, by actors Virginia McKenna and Bill Travers, who starred in the film Born Free. Transition to the wild. In 1970, Christian was flown to Kenya and placed under the care of George Andamson. Andamson worked to rehabilitate Christian and prepare him for life in the wild, integrating him with other lions in Kora National Reserve. You know, he sure is at least having an interesting life so far, as long as he's being fed and taken care of. In 1971, a year after Christian's relocation, Rendall and Bourke traveled to Kenya to visit him. The reunion was filmed and became famous for Christian's enthusiastic and affectionate greeting despite having been in the wild for a year. Now, every day I'm touting how smart animals are. Some are smarter than we are, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The footage of Christians running to embrace his former owners demonstrated the strong bond they shared, capturing the hearts of millions worldwide. In later years, after the reunion, Christian continued to live in the wild. He successfully adapted to his new environment and was seen in the company of a female lion. Hey, girlfriend, all right. Hey, girlfriend, indicating he had formed his own pride. Okay, final sightings. And this actually has an interesting ending, different than most of the famous animal YouTube creations. Christian was last seen in 1973. I graduated from college in 1973. There's got to be some coincidental link here. And he was thriving in the wild. His legacy and documentary. Christian's story has been immortalized in several books, documentaries, and television programs. The footage of his reunion with Rendell and Bork remains a powerful testament to the emotional capacity of animals. There you go. I mean, they're just wonderful. You say, well, Jim, what are you supposed to say? You do an animal channel. And I've said before, yes, I do it for my content creation activity. But when I first started a year and a half ago, I wasn't sure. I have a lot of different skills: generators, solar generators, computers, electronics, standby generators. I can go on and on and on. But so I was doing a lot of different, as most new YouTubers do, kind of different things. I love history. I love things through the ages. I love the building of the pyramids, et cetera, et cetera. But, when you come down and look at what do you enjoy the most? And that was animals. So here we are. That's my story of creativity. His journey from London as a pet to a wild lion serves as an inspiration for wildlife conservation efforts and the highlights of importance of preserving natural habitats for the wild animals. I mean, I agree with that. We can all live together and kind of have, live together and live peacefully, and that's the goal here. Although I know in a lot of cases we're not in that level, or that, how would you say, indication. Okay, Christian's story raises awareness about the plight of wild animals kept in captivity and the importance of wildlife conservation. Okay, the deep emotional bond between Christian and his caretakers touched people globally, showcasing the profound connections that can exist between humans and animals. So the neat thing about this story, and as I've said before, when I go through the many that I've done, you get to the sad part of where they say, well, they did all right, and then now they died and such and such and such. Now, yeah, the last time they saw him was in 1973. But he lived the rest of his life, hopefully with that girlfriend. And although I don't feel he's alive today, if you don't know he's died, you might as well feel better and say, well, he could be an exception in the sense of the time, and he still might be alive. Anyway, as usual, it's great that you're here, and I'm having a ball doing this, and you're helping me. I know it's one of those things where life goes on. I am pretty close to 1,000 subscribers. And back when I, was in the 200s, I'm like, how old am I going to be? And the good point is, I'm already gray, so it doesn't make any difference. Anyway, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been fun. Have a great day.